You've got 24 hours to vacate this property or I'll have you arrested. Those were the first words out of Karen Higgins' mouth, self-appointed queen of the Willow Creek Ranch Homeowners Association, as she glared at my wife Sarah from our front porch. No, hello, no, sorry to disturb you. Straight to eviction mode, like we were squatters and she was Judge Judy on a power trip. I stood there in the kitchen, coffee cup halfway to my lips. Did she just try to evict my wife? From our house? Sarah, still in pajamas, Star Wars pants and an FBI Academy sweatshirt, slowly blinked. Her face was a mask. Then, cool as ever, with the calm of a woman who'd interrogated terrorists before breakfast, she cocked her head and said, "Excuse me?" Karen puffed up like a mad rooster in a pantsuit. "This is an HOA community. Unapproved residents are a bylaw violation. Your name isn't on the deed. That makes you a trespasser." I nearly spat coffee out of my nose. Oh, this was going to be good. Sarah thought about it, clearly deciding whether to laugh, charm, or lower the boom. Instead, she said coldly, "Ma'am, I assure you, I do live here." Karen folded her arms, her little HOA badge swinging like it was something to be proud of. "Prove it." That's when I came out, opening the screen door. "Hi, Karen. My wife's name is on the deed. It's just not public record." She narrowed her eyes, suspicious. "Nice try. I checked county records. Only your name is on them." Sarah sighed. "For security reasons, my ownership isn't publicly evident." Karen laughed shortly. "Security reasons. What are you, a spy?" Sarah's lips moved, barely noticeably. "Close. FBI." Karen's jaw dropped. "What? Like FBI director?" Actually, yes. She did not know it yet, but Karen had just gotten herself into a fight with a federal agency. We moved to Willow Creek Ranch 6 months ago, 20 acres of tranquility with pasture, horses, and the appearance of neighborly peace. We just wanted space, quiet, and maybe a front porch for sweet tea. Then came Karen. She showed up the day after the moving truck left. Scowl, clipboard, stack of HOA welcome packets that read more like lawsuits at initial glance. Her icebreaker? "We don't allow those kinds of trucks parked overnight." We hadn't even opened our silverware. And then, the complaints. Fence, 3 inches too tall. Dog, barked once, at a squirrel. Mailbox, somehow non-conforming, despite being the very model in the regulations. But trying to evict my wife? That was a new benchmark of HOA insanity. Sarah, never one to lose her cool, replied evenly. "Ma'am, I think you're confused," Karen snarled. "You're the one who's confused. We've had break-ins, people trespassing. If you don't leave, I'm calling the cops." That's when I saw it, the tilt of Sarah's chin, the tightening of her eyes, her game-on face. Karen took off, phone glued to her ear like she was phoning in a cartel raid. 2 sheriff's deputies arrived 10 minutes later. Sarah, still in slippers, was calmly standing on the porch. Karen intercepted the deputies mid-stride. "There she is! That woman's trespassing." The older deputy, mustache of a man who'd seen things, looked over at Sarah. His eyes went wide. "Director Collins," he said, snapping straight. Karen blinked. You know her?" He gave Karen the look you save for conspiracy theorists at Thanksgiving. "Ma'am, this woman is the director of the FBI," Karen stammered. "But the records," Sarah crossed her arms, "are sealed. National security. Now, unless you'd like to explain your actions to a federal judge," the second deputy muttered, "we're going to head out." They made for their cruiser like somebody had yelled, "Free donuts." Karen froze. Then she stormed back to her Prius and took off like she was in Fast and Furious, HOA edition. We thought it was over. We were wrong. At the next HOA meeting, standing room only, Karen was on a full smear campaign. She accused us of having fake documents, of being deep fakes planted by a shadow agency. I half expected her to whip out a whiteboard and red string. We weren't going to go. Then a friend who lives in the neighborhood sent me a text photo, Karen's proof, a Zillow screenshot, blurry, an envelope that read, "Top secret." Yeah, we had to go. Sarah took her time getting ready, full FBI field attire, boots polished, badge gleaming like it had its own theme song. Not a word, just a wink at me. The room fell silent the second we walked in. Karen in mid-tirade amidst two board members who looked like they wanted to melt through the floor. Sarah didn't scream. She simply walked to the front, slammed her badge on the table like a poker player slaps down an ace and said, "Let's discuss those bylaws, shall we?" The meeting lasted 20 minutes. The vote to remove Karen? Unanimous. One guy even clapped. Karen stood by the door, red-faced, whispering on her phone like she was calling in reinforcements. The acting president of the HOA apologized, promised no more compliance letters. They even gave us a gift basket, muffins, a bottle of wine, a little card that said, "Welcome to Willow Creek Ranch," officially. In the weeks that followed, there was peace. We planted wildflowers. Sarah installed security cameras, not because we needed them, but because it really irritated Karen. I drank coffee on the deck each morning. Every afternoon, our dog barked once, just for sport. And then, the flagpole. Karen used to fly the old HOA flag, some cartoon horse in a laurel wreath. Once they took her out, the board quietly retired it, replaced it with a plain oak tree. Sarah's suggestion. That's when I had the idea. We installed a 30-foot flagpole, fully bylaw approved. On it, one flag, a black field with bold white letters, bylaws, dramatic, petty, perfect. Karen came by once, stopped, looked, drove away slowly as if reconsidering her entire life. Her house was on the market a week later. No open house, no goodbyes, just a quiet exit. Last we heard, she moved to a gated community in Arizona. No horses, maximum conformity. Sounds like heaven to her. Willow Creek Ranch is peaceful now. The HOA meetings are polite. The bylaws are easier, thanks to Sarah's subtle, genius amendments. Neighbors wave. One even brought us cookies, real cookies, chocolate chip, not passive-aggressive oatmeal raisin. Sarah? She's back to early morning Zoom calls with the Justice Department, sometimes in slippers, sometimes with her badge, always with tea under our willow tree. And we still get the occasional wide-eyed neighbor asking, "Is it true?" The HOA lady tried to evict the FBI director. Oh, it's true. And Karen? Let's just say she taught him the most important rule of all. Never mess with a woman who can have you audited by lunch. And definitely don't try to evict the director of the FBI from her own damn ranch. Thanks for listening to our tale. If you enjoyed it, subscribe for more true stories that entertain, inspire, and sometimes make you scream out loud.